Hello, everybody. No Squirt today, but he'll be excited to find out what I got yesterday. This is a California kingsnake ghost named Cali. Original name, I know, but I can't think of anything better. Cali's a California kingsnake. This is only my second kahlee breed that I've owned. Technically my third. My first kahlee breed was a western hognose snake that starved to death on me. Was kind of sad about that, but that's my own fault. I bought it thinking it was needing frozen rod, mice, and didn't need anything at all. It was also a newborn hatchling, and I think the person said it only ate once. My own fault. I used to breed ball pythons, and I had a leopard gecko, a corn snake, which was my first kahlee breed that I actually kept outlived, and a Colombian boa constrictor imperator. Due to downsizing and going to an apartment that was way too small, I had to get rid of all my snakes and all my lizards. But no, and then when I moved in with my uncle has a phobia of snakes, but I think it's more him being somewhat of a drama king. Because when I had snakes when I was a teenager living with my parents, he'd come in, oh, snakes are terrible creatures, they all must die, and then he'd want to see it inside the cage. But he wouldn't want it outside the cage, he wouldn't want to touch it, then he'd want to watch it eat. That's kind of the evolutionary process of someone who claims to have a phobia of snakes, but really doesn't. It's, ew, I don't like it, get it away from me, can I see it in the cage, can I watch it eat? So now that I've moved away from my uncle, I was originally going to save up and get a Peruvian red-tailed boa, but don't exactly have the room for it, so my friend Sarah, my beautiful friend Sarah, my roommate, found this little, we think is a girl, but I don't have my sexing probes on me, and I think I lost them or got rid of them, I don't know. She found this little girl on Kijiji with a setup. They said complete setup, it's not, there's no heat source, and there's only one hide spot, which is why it might have the potential aggression issues inside the cage, though I've seen no aggression issues with her at all. So when I get paid, I'm going to have to get a heat net and a heat lamp. I think Sarah said she has a heat lamp, or at the very least a heat clamp. And some thermometers and another hide spot, so I can just use a cardboard box or a yogurt tin cut out or something. But yeah. This is Cali the kingsnake. And Squirt has been looking forward to seeing her ever since we told him, hey, we're getting a pet snake. In fact, the snake was supposed to come, I think, Friday, and the person didn't show up. When Squirt came home from school, he was quite upset that the snake wasn't here. Squirt left yesterday with his mom and grandpa to, I think, Owen Sound. They're working on a tenant's kitchen. And this little snake that we think is a girl, but we're not sure, came Saturday. Squirt's coming back sometime today. And when he comes back, I expect him to be showing off Cali. Hello, beautiful. Most people think that snakes are just lizards with no legs, and that's actually not entirely true. There are reptiles out there called legless lizards. They look like a snake, but they're not a snake, they're a lizard. The things that makes a snake other than it being a lizard with no legs is it has no eyelids. Kind of like a fish. Snakes, when a snake sheds its skin, it actually sheds the skin over the eye too. There's a fine layer of skin over the eye that they shed off, and when they're about to shed, the eye actually becomes blue, and the snake is not blind, but very hard to see. Another thing that makes a snake is they have no ears. A snake. I'm sorry, I have this weird dyslexia thing where I can read perfectly fine. My dyslexia is when I speak. But yeah, as you can see, she has no ears. Hello! Ah! See? Nothing. And I don't want to touch the eye, but you can touch the eye and it won't blink. One thing I used to do when I was in high school is have bets with really gullible high school students to have a staring contest with Esmeralda, my ball python. And man, did they try. They never won because snakes don't have eyelids, as I said, but oh man. They were pissed. It never blinks! It never blinks! Of course it doesn't blink, it's a snake. I'm not used to, when I was breeding reptiles, I bred primarily ball pythons, and I know so much about the different genetic variations of ball pythons, and a little bit about corn snakes. I know nothing about, well, next to nothing about genetic variations of most colubrids other than corn snakes. The only genetic variations I know of California kingsnakes are Ghost, which is what she is. I don't know what makes her a ghost, but as you can see, she's got stripes and spots. She's a ghost king snake. I don't know what that means. I know what it means in corn snake genetic variations. I don't know what it means in California king snake genetic variations. I know lavender, and I know albino. That's it. So I don't know what a ghost king snake means. It doesn't look like a normal king snake to me, but I don't know what ghost means. I'm going to have to go look that up as soon as I'm done this video. And I'm going to be honest with you, my plan is not to breed her. but chances are I'm going to. If you saw my last Command & Conquer video with garbled audio, you know that I tend to deny myself any passions I have due to my post-traumatic stress. I used to have a passion for reptiles, and now that I've had this little beauty for not even 24 hours, that passion is starting to grow, and I don't like it because I don't want to feel the passion, but it's a strong passion and I'll probably give in. Kind of a common fact, but in case you don't know, the reason snakes flick their tongues is they're tasting the air. There's an organ on the top of their mouth that they use to kind of taste the air. So it's more of a sense of smell than a sense of taste. But that's what they do. And when I told people that snakes smell with their tongues, some idiot in school told me, well, they have noses. Of course they have noses. They have noses to breathe, stupid. Squirt is going to be excited. Now, one thing I've heard about snakes is that they cause salmonella. I don't know if this is true or an urban myth, because I've handled snakes for well over 20 years. And I'll be honest with you, I did not wash my hands afterwards, after every time I handled it, and I never got salmonella. I also kept my snakes in a clean environment, so who knows. You're not scary, you're beautiful. When I had Isabella, I used to answer the door with her. Isabella was my 7.5-foot Colombian boa. I used to answer the door with her, and I've actually heard a Jehovah's Witness say, "Holy fuck." That's the great thing about having snakes, is they tend to scare away the door-to-door solicitors, and once they find out this person answers the door with a really big snake, they tend to leave you alone. She is, I was kind of misled. I thought she came with a heat source. She doesn't. And it's December. It's not freezing cold, but it's cold enough that while she won't get sick, she's not going to eat. She's going to be lethargic. So I have to pick up some heat sources. And again, the thing with snakes is you don't want to have the whole cage hot. You want to have one side hot and one side cool. If the entire cage is hot, you're going to have an aggressive snake because it can't cool down. So I'm probably going to make a playlist called Pets and keep you all updated with the different pets we have. We have Cali. We have Winnie, who I can't record on the webcam. I'd have to use my really crappy phone. And we have Pinky. Pinky is a rat. Yes, it's named after Pinky and the Brain. The Pinky and the Brain. Yes, Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. The laboratory mice, their genes have been spliced. I remember the song. I used to love Animaniacs when I was a kid. I still do. If anything, I love it even more because all that adult humor that they got away with, you watch it and you're kind of like, how did they get away with this in a kids' TV show? Absolutely hilarious. You can see the spots predominantly on her tail and the stripes along here and along here. Excuse me. She's a beautiful snake, my second collie breed. And the reason it's called a king snake is king snakes eat other snakes in the wild. That's their main source of food, and if you live on a property and are worried about venomous snakes and you have a king snake like this around, don't kill it. Because king snakes eat venomous snakes like coral snakes and rattlesnakes. So even if you're afraid of snakes, if you see a king snake, it'll keep the dangerous snakes away from you. You're beautiful. I love that little cream-colored tip on her nose. It's beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna end the video, drink my coffee, play Age of Empires 2 because I'm a nerd with no life, and put you back in your cage. One other husbandry issue they had is they used soil as substrate. Soil looks nice, but it's a pain in the ass to clean, and if the snake ingests a little bit of the soil while eating, it can cause an impaction that'll cost an expensive vet bill to fix, and if you don't fix it, the snake will die. The ugly but best thing to do is to use newspaper as bedding or substrate. Because the snake's not going to eat the newspaper when it feeds, or at least it likely won't. I've never heard of a case where it has. And it's significantly easier to clean. Also, with the soil, if the soil gets wet, it can create a potential mold problem, where if the paper gets wet, you just change the paper. I don't know how long the snake is, but she's a couple of feet. Probably longer than Squirt. Maybe not longer than squirt, but close. She's 7 years old, so she won't get much bigger than this. But the thing with snakes is they never stop growing. That's why they always shed their skin. They shed their skin when they grow. It's just that when they get older, they grow at a significantly slower rate. So she will get bigger, but it's gonna be like you won't notice. My coffee is brewing. I need the caffeine. I'm drinking it black to lose weight because I've allowed Sarah to be on my ass about my diet, and I regret it, but oh well. So take care all. Bye.